This is a story about the fourth Rebbe of Chabad, Rebbe Shmuel. No. All right, good. I'll tell the story. And there was in Russia, somebody developed this is the time of the Rebbe Shmuel, so this was like more than 100 years ago. And someone developed this type of drink, which is called kvass. Kvass is something like beer, it's something like soda, but anyway, it's a sort of a semi-popular sort of a drink. And it was called kvass. So they went to the people who had this idea. So they went to this one rich Jew that happened to be a Chabad Chassid, and they asked him if he wanted to invest in it. And they explained all the good reasons for doing it and how that there was an open market and that there was they just wanted him to invest the money. That's what they wanted, that he should invest the money. And he also had a lot of connections that they could distribute this kvass and that they would make the whole thing on their own. They would make it, they would do all their work, and they would divide it according to a certain percentage, whatever they decide. Well, he looked into it. He was a businessman. He looked into it, made a lot of inquiries about who these people were and how they, really if there was a mark for this. And everybody pretty much agreed that these people were honest people and they were upright and that there stood to be made a huge fortune of money because it was a totally open market. There was no competition. This was in the time of the Tsar, but nevertheless, there was no competition, and that everybody would like this drink, and so he decided he was going to go for it. So he went home and he told his wife. His wife was very happy and everything. But then he said, once again, I'm a Chabad Chassid. I should go to the Rebbe. His wife said to him, listen, I'm also a Chabad Chassid, and things like this, why you bother the Rebbe with a thing like this? The Rebbe is a very spiritual person. He's got the whole world on his shoulders. Just go for it. This is a sure thing. So he said, no, no, no. Even if it's a sure thing, I want to ask the Rebbe his advice. It won't go without the Rebbe. You have to ask. So she said, okay. So he went to the Rebbe and showed him all the plans. Maybe even went there with the people who wanted him to be an investor. And the Rebbe said, very interesting, very good, very understand, but don't invest. Don't do it. Not a good investment. He says, okay. So he tells the other people, I'm sorry, I can't do it. His wife says, what did the Rebbe say? He said, don't do it. She said, one second. The Rebbe, that can't be, she said. That cannot be. But the Rebbe said, don't do it. You obviously you misunderstood what the Rebbe said. This is a sure thing. We've checked out from every side, every angle. We've asked people. The market is ready. The people are honest. You have a distributor, you have an advertiser, everything. Everything is going to work. Maybe you didn't explain to the Rebbe exactly what you meant. You didn't explain to him exactly. He said, yeah, I thought that. She didn't let him finish a sentence. You go back, first of all, do your homework. Go back to the Rebbe and present him a, a fully organized plan, what you're going to do. So he said, okay. So he makes a whole plan, writes it down on a paper very neatly, and how it's going to be and what people say and how it's for sure going to work. And he gets another time into the Rebbe and he says, Rebbe, I want to know. The Rebbe said, but I told you already. I told you were here before. He said, I told you it's not a good idea. He said, yeah, but my wife said that I should. Okay, thanks, Rebbe. And he left. So he goes back home. His wife said, what did the Rebbe say? She said, he said that she already told me no. So she said, well, did you explain it to the Rebbe? Did you explain it to him? He said, listen, I didn't want to waste his time. He knows, the Rebbe knows what he's talking about. Said, no, 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 no. You have to explain it. You can't just have the paper there and read it and everything. You have to explain and he'll see how certain you are and how excited you are and how serious you are. And for sure, he'll say, okay, go back. I don't really want to. Anyway, it's a big argument. And he went back. He goes to the Rebbe, and the Rebbe said, I told you already. I mean, why are you coming back? I told you, listen, my wife wanted, he says, well, go tell your wife that I'm telling you it's not a good investment. Don't do it. So he said, okay. So he goes back to his wife, and his wife starts yelling, here we got a chance to make $1 million, and you have to go to your Rebbe, Should have just left him out of the whole thing. It's none of his business and yours. We'll make you. You're going to see. We're going to make a fortune out of this, and you can give your percentage to the Rebbe. You can give charity. I never stopped you from giving charity. Why shouldn't we be? It's a sure thing. Anyway, his wife keeps badgering and badgering and badgering until he says, "All right, he'll do it." Excuse me. So he says, "All right, he'll do it," and he invests the money, and he loses every penny that he invested, every single penny. For some reason, people didn't want to buy it, and then the distribution, something went wrong. Everywhere that could be, something happened wrong, and he lost every single penny that he had, every single one. So we went back to the Rebbe to explain that he's sorry. Say he's sorry, he deserves everything that happened. Maybe ask for a blessing if he could, somehow to get back on his feet. So the Rebbe said, I want to explain something to you. There's people that, when I give blessings and I give advice, so there's three reasons that people listen to my advice. There's some people that say, well, he's a Rebbe, he has all sorts of people coming to him, and because of that, as he's got a lot of experience, and he's got a good head, he's intelligent, and so therefore, from his experience, he gives advice. Then some people say that no, it's not from experience. There's other people that say that I'm blessed with super intelligence, super tremendously smart, tremendous wisdom, and that even without any experience whatsoever, that I can look into a thing and I can tell from wisdom, what to do or not. And then there's a third group of people that say that because I'm a Rebbe, so I'm a holy person that God helps me. And therefore people listen to me. So, but you didn't listen for any reason. Not because I'm a holy person, not because I'm a wise person, and not because I'm an experienced person. You didn't listen to what I said at all. So the main thing is you have to listen to what the Rebbe says, whatever your motivation behind it is. If you can't bring yourself to think that the Rebbe is a godly person like Moses, okay, so at least say that the Rebbe is a wise person like King Solomon. If you want to say that he's not wise like King Solomon, at least say that he's an experienced person, like every old person is experienced. Right? He's got a lot of experience. But the main thing is to listen to what the Rebbe says, whatever your motivation is. And obviously, the best way is, like it says, that it should be above understanding, and then the results are also above understanding. Have a good day with Mashiach.